All right. Okay. There is one more feature of uh, Hadoop 2.0, which is HDFS federation. So in Hadoop 1.0, as I said, there could be only one name node, right? I mean, obviously you could have a secondary name node, but all the metadata was being kept with one name node, right? So all the clients were being served by one name node. Now it has a problem attached with it. So what is the problem? So as we talked about, your metadata size, it keeps increasing as and when the number of files in your cluster are increasing, right? Obviously you can keep adding more data nodes to your cluster, and you can keep storing more data in your cluster, right? I mean, if your cluster is being filled, you can add more data nodes, and now you have more capacity in your cluster, right? You can just keep adding more data nodes and the capacity keeps increasing. But because your name node keeps the metadata in memory, there is a limit to the amount of metadata that can be kept in memory. Now let's say even if your name node has 200 gigabytes of RAM, even that will eventually fill, right? If you have billions of files in your cluster, your metadata size is going to increase, and at some point you are going to hit a limit that you cannot store any more metadata in the main memory of your name node. Is that problem clear, guys? Do you understand the difficulty in storing that metadata? Okay, Eva is saying, could you please explain the difference and significance of active standby and secondary name node? Sure, Eva, let me just go back to that. So active name node, we all understand, right? Active name node is a name node which is serving all the requests of the clients. It has all the metadata in memory and it is serving all the requests of the clients, right? When we talk about secondary name node, which was a concept in Hadoop 1.0, okay, secondary name node is something which is not talking to clients at all, which does not have metadata in memory at all. Okay, your standby name node is just doing one thing. After every hour or after every configurable time, it will copy the fs image file from the active name node to the secondary name node, right? So let's say I am secondary name node. I will only job that I'm doing is after every hour I'll copy the fs image file to my own disk, so that if the active name node dies, right, someone can come to me manually. It can bring me up with that fs image, right? So that is the role of secondary name node. It does not keep anything in memory. It just copies the fs image file after some regular time, so that your fs image file is being kind of, in other words, you are just taking a backup of your fs image file at regular intervals, right? Whereas your standby name node is a hot backup of your active name node, right? When you talk about standby name node, it is almost as good as active name node. It's just that it's not serving client requests. All the data nodes, they are aware of both these name nodes. So in case of secondary name nodes, your data nodes were not even aware of existence of secondary name node. Data nodes were just talking to the active name node, and that's it. Whereas in case of standby name node, your data nodes are talking to both the name nodes, active as well as standby. They are sending their heartbeat, their block reports, everything to both these name nodes. Your standby name node also keeps your metadata in memory, right? It's just that it's not serving the clients. It will start serving the clients only when it figures out that active name node has died. That's the only difference. Okay, if I saying okay, thanks. So the standby feeds the secondary name node from the active name node. So the secondary name node feeds the name node when it goes down and rebooted. So Eva, in this particular diagram, if you see, there is no secondary name node, right? The reason is when you have HDFS high availability, you don't need to run secondary name node. You don't need to take backup of your fs image, because your fs image is now present on a shared location, right? in a way it's already being taken back, it's already being backed up, right? So in this particular picture there is no secondary name node. Secondary name node used to be in Hadoop 1.0, which is not even present on any of these slides, right? So this slide just talks about standby and active name node. So in Hadoop 1.0 there was no standby name node. In Hadoop 2.0 you can still run secondary name node, but there is no need to run secondary name node because your standby name node already has access to the complete metadata. You're welcome, Eva. All right, so federation. Yeah, so we were talking about the load on your name node, right? The load on name node will keep increasing with the increase in number of files in your cluster, right? Ultimately you will hit a limit where all the memory of your name node is used by the metadata, right? And at that particular time, even if you have free disk space in your data nodes, you cannot store more files, because to store more files you at least need some space in the metadata, right? In the main memory of name node, but you will hit a limit in the main memory of name node. So that's a problem where you cannot scale beyond a limit, right? But Hadoop does not want to put a limit on the amount of data that you want to put in the cluster or the amount of data that you want to process through this cluster, right? So to solve that problem where you are hitting a limit because of the high memory usage of the name node, what you need to do is now you need to divide your metadata on multiple name nodes somehow, right? Okay, Shweta is saying what if shared DB fails. So Shweta, generally what happens is this shared directory, right, which I'm saying is on NFS, they have their own replication and all that stuff, right? So when you talk about, so you might have heard about this RAID, right, in storage terms. So this RAID is for handling failure of disks in a cluster of disks present in a shared storage. So that, I mean, the failure handling is present in this system itself, right? So it is expected that this system, wherever you are storing your FS image and all that stuff, this system will handle failure of disk itself. That is kind of abstracted out from this architecture, right? Yep. So to handle this problem where you are hitting a limit because of the main memory of your name node, a new feature called HDFS federation was introduced in Hadoop 2.0. Okay, what happens with HDFS federation is you can configure namespaces within your cluster and assign a different namespace to a different name node. So what can happen is, let me just write it down here. So what can happen is, so earlier we used to have only one name node, right? Now what you can have is, you can say I have, let's say, 3 name nodes in my cluster. Okay, obviously they have their own active and standby, that's a separate thing. So don't mix it with the high availability. Okay, so when I say 3 name nodes, it means they are completely different name nodes. And what I'm saying is, name node 1 will handle namespace 1, and actually let me write, let's say it will handle /a, it will handle /b, and it will handle /c. So what I mean to say is, whatever files are present in /a, right, metadata of all those files will be handled by name node 1. Metadata of all the files which are present in /b will be handled by name node 2, and metadata of all the files which are present in /c will be handled by name node 3, right? Now, which means you have actually divided your metadata on multiple name nodes, right? This feature is called HDFS federation. So all the data nodes, they will talk to all the name nodes, right? All the data nodes will talk to all the name nodes. It's just that these name nodes will decide which metadata they want to keep and which metadata they want to reject. So for example, this name node, when it receives the block report from all the data nodes, it will reject all the blocks which belong to files which are not present in slash a, right? So it's a very simple concept where you have kind of segregated your complete file system into three parts, right? Some files will stay in slash a, some files will stay in slash b, some files will stay in slash c. So similarly, depending on the size of your cluster or amount of data that you want to keep in your cluster, you can configure your cluster with enough number of name nodes. I hope that's clear, guys. Okay, Eva is saying one more time. Sure, Eva, let me just explain that again. So so at least you understand the problem, right? Why do we need a solution like HDFS Federation? The problem was that your name node is keeping all the metadata in memory, and if you have only one name node, right, if you have only one name node, at some point your name node will hit a limit, right? You will have enough metadata that you cannot keep it in memory, right, in main memory. Let's say you have 100 gigs of memory, right? So let me actually do that computation. If you have 100 gigs of memory, which means 100 this many bytes, right? This is the number of bytes you have in your main memory, and we are saying that for every block you are spending around 100 bytes. If I divide it by 100, this is the number of blocks you can keep in your cluster, right, in your metadata, right? And let's say every file has generally has, let's say, 1000 blocks. If I divide it by 1000, this is the number of files you can keep in your cluster, which is 1 million, right? Now if you have 2 million files to be kept in your cluster, you need 200 gigabytes of RAM. If you have 3 million files, you need 300 gigabytes of RAM, right? And ultimately there will be a limit on the amount of RAM that you can have in one server, right? Which means after that you cannot put any more files in your cluster. To do that, if you want to put more files in your cluster, you somehow need to distribute the load from one name node to multiple name nodes. That is the problem which HDFS Federation solves. So what Federation does is, it will say all the files which are present in slash a directory, I mean, it is up to you how many directories you want to configure, or these are actually called namespaces in terms of Federation. So you can configure multiple namespaces. Every namespace will contain some portion of the file system. For example, slash a is one namespace, slash b is second namespace, slash c is third namespace, right? And whatever metadata is of the files which are present in slash a directory, let's say you have 1 million files in slash a directory, right, and 1 million files in slash b directory, 1 million files in slash c directory, then name node 1 just needs to maintain metadata of these 1 million files, right? It does not need to maintain metadata of all the 3 million files, which means you have distributed the load from one single name node to 3 name nodes. I hope that's clear. Cool. So that was HDFS